Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in today. It is Friday again. Freaking Friday, or Feel Good Friday, whatever way you want to feel it. I don't know. I'll tell you a little bit about this week, and I'm so happy it's Friday, even though I have to work tomorrow. But that's another story for another day. But also, today is the first day of December. How did that happen? I don't even know. We're just whipping through, and literally the year is almost over. But again, I'm going to make a caveat that I'm happy about that because 2023 really hasn't been that stellar of a year, and I'm ready to move on, and I'm ready to start a new one. But ready or not, here we go. It's just we have no choice, right? It's going to happen whether we like it or not. But you are listening to the Financial Chick Show, and I'm the Financial Chick. My name is Denise Nostrom, the CEO and owner of Diversified Financial Solutions, a full-service independent financial planning firm located in Medford. I'm here live every Friday from 5:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 103.9 LI News Radio. Your Financial Chick is here to help you make better financial decisions and choices to improve your life and reduce your anxiety and stress about money. If you want to know more about me or my firm, you can check out my website at financialchickshow.com. We are also on Facebook and Instagram at Diversified Financial Solutions. So like our pages to get updates and see what is happening. So I'm happy to be back live this evening because Friday, Good Friday. I hope it was a good Friday for you and you didn't spend too much money. Although I guess you got to get that started too, right? But I hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving as well. We had a really good one. We did something a little bit different this year. We celebrated our Thanksgiving aboard the Royal Caribbean cruise ship Allure of the Seas. We took a family vacation. We drove to Florida on Sunday and set sail on Monday for a cruise from Monday to Friday. And then we did the drive home on Friday. So I had not been on a cruise probably, I don't even know, since probably 2018. I mean, with the pandemic and everything like that. And we were Disney cruise people. When my daughter was younger, we used to do the Disney cruise pretty much year after year, I think, which is really sick when I'm going to say it. But I think we did it 7 or 8 years in a row. Like, we loved it so much, we booked it for the next year. So we just kept rolling it. And then, of course, she got older and, that kind of got played. But we all went. I forgot how much fun it was and how much there is to do on the ship. The ship was amazing. It was larger than life. I mean, again, thinking of numbers, because I'm a numbers chick, there were 6,000 passengers on this cruise ship and 2,500 staff and employees and stuff like that. So literally it was like larger than many towns and villages, which is absolutely insane. But the flow of the ship was awesome, and we had a great time, and it was kind of based on New York. They had a Central Park, and really kind of neat, just a really, really cool thing. But I would say the best part was spending time with our new family. For those of you who have been listening, you might know, but those of you that are just tuning in, maybe for the first show, the first time, my husband found a brother that he knew he had, but they had never met until about 2 years ago. So it was nice there was 11 of us. His brother, his brother's wife, their 3 kids, his brother's mom and stepfather, and the sister and his aunt. So yeah, it was really, really a wonderful time. We had a great time. And the drive there was pretty good, and we didn't fly, even though being in the airport right now, but it was kind of risky, with the holidays and being the holiday week. But we drove down. The drive down was good. The drive home was a little bit tough because we got off the ship in the morning and then we just started driving. Although we did take a pit stop. I do have clients all over the country, and I just have a client that was a New Yorker that moved down to South Carolina. So they're friends of ours too. So friends/clients, we went to visit them. They were right off the I-95 in Manning, South Carolina is where they landed. So very nice house and everything, and they're happy to be there. So that was it was good. So we had a really good time, and we were still on a high. Everything was great. I mean, just so much fun. Then came Monday. And then Monday, it's always Monday's tough, right? But coming back from vacation is always a tough thing. I don't know. I do remember going on vacation, and then you get back, and you have a little bit of like honeymoon time, right? You get a couple of days, and you feel good, and things kind of get back into normal. Well, I like Monday hit me like a brick. So basically what happened on Monday was I had a meeting with my staff in the morning, and then went back to now look at all of the emails and all the phone calls and all the things you have to do when you get back from vacation. And unfortunately, there was an email that it was a perfect storm. And I'm going to talk about this to all of you because it can happen to any of us. And I've been in business for almost 28 years, and I've never had this happen, knock on wood. But I guess it's just bound to happen, and things are just getting worse. So what happened was my email got hacked. And it was a bit my fault, I will admit. There was an email. We've been working on a case since September, and we've been working with this company, and it's nobody works today. I'll do a show on that another day. That would be a whole show. But it's really hard to get people to get things done. So you're making numerous phone calls and blah, blah, blah. So when I was gone, my assistant had spoken to the company, and they said, oh yeah, we're just waiting for some stuff. So I had gotten an email. It said secure. It said the woman that was working on the case. It said the company, and then it had the forms. And I clicked on the thing thinking that, oh wow, these are the forms that I need to finally get this done after all these months. To my chagrin, what happened was that was a fraudulent link. And then at that point, that same email that I got was shot out to everybody on my contact list. So harrowing experience beyond recognition. So terrible week. I'm exhausted. I'm stressed. It was really, really awful. But basically nothing happened, which is good from a client perspective. Basically, if a person clicked on the link, they just had to change their password. There was no information shared. But it was really interesting because if you roll down a little bit more, which again, I always do, but coming back from vacation, again, I just was not on my game. The information was from Morgan Stanley, and we do nothing with them. That's not anything that we invest in. We don't deal with the company or anything like that. So it was just a phishing expedition from these terrible people in this world that we live in. Basically, like I said, everything was fine, but what they did, my company, and again, I'm glad that they do, we take extreme caution. So what they did was they shut down my entire email system, and then I had to restart a new email, which meant I've lost all my emails. This is a little thing too, because I used to work this way, where I would keep the emails and just flag them, and this would be something as my record keeping, that type of thing. So you don't want to waste paper, you don't want to do. It makes sense to kind of have it in different places, because now not having my email, I had to go through all of my emails before my thing closed down. It was a long story, but anyway, it was just a nightmare of a week. But there are ways to protect yourself. And honestly, we do all of those things. I have malware bites on my computer. Again, being a financial company, we have 9 million things that we have to do. We have the two-step verification. We have to change our password. So all of these things are done. So like I said, there was no harm, no foul with regard to my clients, but oh my gosh, the things that I had to do to kind of get things back on track were just absolutely insane. Again, we always have to look at the good side of things. So the good side of things is that I had a lot of emails in there, and I was able to purge a lot of things and almost restart myself. So that was, I guess, we have to look at the good stuff that happens. But I'm going to talk to you about a few reminders that you should be cautious of. And the first one, which again, I went against my rules, but be cautious of email attachments and web links. Many scammers can imitate legitimate businesses, taxpayer clients, and government agencies, including the IRS. Again, I've seen these all the time, and I just bypass them. It's like I said, I want to kick myself in the tail, but honestly, it's interesting because it went through my entire firm. So that same email that I got originally, other reps had gotten it, and so it's just this level of scammer. Like, the sophistication is getting extremely. They're just doing a great job at trying to hurt us all the time. Just think, if they had this expertise to do good things, imagine what they really could do, So it's just absolutely amazing. But I do have a couple of things, but I don't want to get into the list just yet. I'm going to wait for after the break to give you all of the things that you need to be aware of, because you should be, because there's just a lot of bad people out there, and we really need to protect ourselves. And the unfortunate thing, I guess fortunate, unfortunate, is that everything we do is on our computers and on our phone. So, our information is all over the place. So you really, really got to take the extra precautions. And that is what we will talk about in a few minutes. But you were listening to the Financial Chick Show. This is Denise Nostrom. The company is Diversified Financial Solutions. I help you look for financial solutions when you feel like there are none. Feel free to contact me at financialchickshow.com, or call me at 631-758-8691. Stay tuned after the commercial break.
Minutes.
Thank you. So yes, for clients that are listening or watching, it's been some hell of a week. But we did try to get everything. We did a blast text to everybody, and we were getting back to people via email and stuff like that. Again, just to reiterate, if you clicked on the link, just change your password. There's really nothing other than they may send that email to all of your people. So we found out that there was nothing really as far as personal information and stuff like that, but absolute disaster. So I'll talk a little bit about how to protect ourselves when we get back on the air. But how are you doing, John? I haven't seen you since, 2 weeks, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last week I did a show at 9 in the morning, and then I did another one at 2, and then that was it.
Oh, on Friday?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so there's some troopers. I usually do Black Friday. I usually come in and do my show, but I was driving home from Florida.
I was about to say from the Bahamas. I'm like, wait.
Not from the Bahamas. Well, yeah.
Not yet.
No.
Not until flying cars. We have 50 seconds.
Okay.
But yeah.
Sounds good.
Flying cars.
I'm exhausted. It's been a rough week. Oh my God.
Yes.
So come back. I was like, I have all this stuff to do, and then all I had to do, you have no idea, toiling through all of these emails, and I had to protect things or save things before it all went away. Oh my God. Yeah.
I have to probably, 30 seconds. I have to probably get a new debit card because I think I lost mine. And this is like the 12th one in 3 years. No joke.
Oh my gosh. Well, you got to check that out.
Yeah, I know.
So in case nobody else is taking
I got to make one more purchase, and then I'll get a new
Don't
card.
do that. What if you lost it? Somebody's using it.
Well, that's why I'm keeping a close eye on my bank account.
Oh,
10 seconds.
Got it. You got it. 10 seconds. Welcome back. This is Denise Nostrom, the Financial Chick. My company's in Medford, and you can reach me at 631-758-8691 or visit my website at financialchickshow.com. I'm here to help you on your financial journey. Over the years, things change, and I'm here to help you navigate all those changes. So before the break, I was talking to you about being hacked, an email hack, and a phishing incident that had occurred this week. And like I said, been in business for many, 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 many years, never had anything happen like this, and we're so careful and so cautious, but it was the perfect storm. But I'm here to just give you some pointers as to how you can protect yourself, because there's a lot of bad people doing a lot of bad things. So I'm going to talk about that, and then I'm going to talk about just, different things that I see as a financial advisor that I relay to my clients from companies. So from a personal standpoint, so I talked about it a little bit before, be cautious of email attachments and web links. Many scammers can imitate legitimate businesses, taxpayer clients, and government agencies, including the IRS. Like I said, this thing that I got, they had the logo, which is easy to do, but it looked so legitimate that it's just crazy. So that's something that you just really want to do. Take the extra time, call, and I have to say a lot of my clients did call me, and I thank you. That's the right thing to do. To make sure that the email is legitimate. If it looks a little fishy or looks a little weird, definitely find out. Call the person that sent it to you. Be careful with downloads. Don't download software from an unknown web page. Always exercise caution with freeware or shareware, because within a split second you download it, and then they have these things, and I'm not really technologically savvy, but I know that they have these things that go through their system that can basically go in and really get into all of your computer and get all your information. Use strong passwords. Never give out username or passwords to others. Ideally, passwords should be at least 14 characters long. And I know I get so crazy with this too until something like this happens. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so not creative to, have, what am I going to use? Like what, and how am I going to remember it? And I've got my little book, my little password book and everything like that, but try to do something, we've heard the stories. Don't use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't use A, B, C, D, E, use something that it's going to be very difficult for a hacker, because these people that sit home in their basement, they have all day and all night to do these terrible things. So they can try many different combinations. So don't use something that they think that that they could figure out. And then, of course, for systems or applications that have sensitive information, use multiple forms of identification. And like I said, in the financial industry, same thing. It gets us crazy during the day. Like we have to go in, and then we have to get a phone call, or we have to go on our phone to get a code. But these things are all there to protect. It obviously makes business that much harder, but because the world has changed so much, and I gotta be honest with you, I don't like it, but the world has changed, and we just have to beat them before they beat us, basically. Change your default passwords, because a lot of times when you change administrative password, they'll give you a default, and you want to change that, because that's something that apparently that's easily to be found by hackers. They know these default passwords. Again, don't know how, but this is just from the authorities that have said this. And change your passwords often. Every 3 months is recommended. Again, and I know I the same thing. I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I just did this. And then some of the companies, you have to be super creative. So you can't use anything that you used for the past year, or anything that has whatever, like there, or a similar thing where you can have a number, you have to have a bunch of numbers, and so sometimes it's like fitting a square peg into a round hole. But it's password management to make sure that you're protecting yourself and protecting your bank accounts and protecting your investment accounts. So it's there for a reason. It can be annoying, and like I said, I get it, but definitely do that. It will save you in the long run, because this week was really, really not pretty. So, and again, as far as like companies that are concerned, there's investment companies that I've been getting, the past, I have to say, like every couple of weeks I get from a notice of a data breach. So, even these huge companies, like one company here is Delaware Life, Raymond James was one, and God, like I said, I've been getting them, Hartford, all these different companies that have been affected. So they do give you that opportunity to enroll in protection, the credit monitoring. So definitely, when you have these letters, don't throw them out. Utilize these letters and sign up for that credit monitoring, because it definitely makes sense. It's free. It just takes you a little bit of time to set it up, but it will be beneficial in the long run. So, computers, I guess, are great. It's a necessary evil. They are good, but there's just so much that can go wrong. And you just have to really be cognizant. And, we live in a busy time, and we have busy lives, and sometimes we're rushing to do things and move on to the next activity. But sometimes we got to take a step back. And, that's what happens. So, like I said, silver lining, we're more in tune to this. And, I've got a whole new refresh in my email. And upward and onward. It's all we can do. What do we got? What can we say? But anyway, one of the things that's great news is we've got some good stuff that's happening in the economy. We have the fuel. Gas has been going down, and the price of oil has come down. So we're going into the winter season. So this seems to be a trend that may stick around. So this is a good thing. And if you have those energy mutual funds or stocks, we're starting to move our clients, or at least to minimize some of those in the portfolios. And the market's been great. I've been doing some portfolio reviews with clients, and on an average, people are up 8 to 10% a year. For the year over year. And just for this month, 2022 is a nightmare, but just for this month, many of the indexes were up anywhere between that 8 and 10% just in the month. So I know a lot of people have been running and racing to get those CDs and all of that kind of stuff, but higher CD rates don't always equal higher returns for investors. So basically, in March of 2020, when the pandemic induced economic shutdowns, the Federal Reserve stepped in and had a series of rate cuts to encourage consumer spending by lowering the cost of borrowing money for households and businesses. Off those near record lows, the Fed had continually raised rates as a tool to fight inflation. So we've seen that. And again, the good news, inflation is coming down. It's not over. The White House keeps talking about how everything's great, and it's like, last year, things, we were paying more money and this and this and that, and that may be true, but I just see with my client base, it's tight. And if you go to the supermarket, you're buying for Christmas, watch what you're doing. You don't want to get yourself into a bad situation and start the new year off bad, because things are not as good as they're saying. So just, again, keep in your head, in your own head, and do what you know is best for you. Don't fall for the peer pressure of the holiday season. But the increase in rates translated to higher earnings from interest-bearing savings accounts and short-term CDs. So that was the good thing. But while holding cash positions in short-term CDs seems like a stronger investment when interest rates are outpacing inflation, CDs have actually returned less income for investors than professionally managed fixed income asset classes that are designed to navigate rising rate environments. So, just for example, in June of 2019, CDs were paying 1%, whereby short-term bonds were paying 4.6%. Municipal bonds were paying 4%, core and core plus bonds were 9.4%, and investment grade bonds were 16.6%. And that was right before the pandemic, so that was a little bit crazy. But I was talking with a client this week. They're like, I want to put everything in CDs. I have the liquidity and everything like that, and they have a tax problem. So the problem is that's great. You're going to have that. You'll have that rate, which is good. But it's also taxable. So you have to really look at the whole picture. So what I'm saying is that, so the CD by itself is good if you want to increase your cash reserve. If everything's in your checking and you're getting 0% or savings, you're getting 0.1, utilize that. But for long-term investment propositions whereby you're looking for college or retirement, a CD is just not gonna cut it. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is feeling overwhelmed is more important than ever to sleep. Make sure you're getting enough rest. This is the feel-good portion of the show. Eat healthy. It's tempting to eat junk food and eat right, but eating right most of the time will make you feel a lot better. Exercise. Motion creates emotion. Breathe. Conscious deep breaths in and out. Be grateful. Spend time every day to focus on what you're grateful for. Number 6, fill your mind with positivity. Good books, positive podcasts, learn a new skill, fun, inspiring, and hopeful movies. 7, do something productive. Number 8, have fun. Find ways to have fun every day. And 9, serve others. Forget yourself and go to work serving others. Again, life is tough. I talk to a lot of people on a day-to-day basis, week-to-week basis. Listen, let's all care about each other. We're going to the holiday season. Let's let the stress roll off our backs, and let's try to be good to each other. So let's do better and be better. Have a great weekend. Until next Friday. So I read that because I think we all need to hear it, but I need to hear that too, because a lot of those things I'm not doing right now. So I hope that gave you some food for thought. And I guess I will see you next Friday. Have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for tuning in. Take care. Bye.